We've actually largely been ignored by the international community. And you can see that foreign fund flows from Bursa Malaysia has been negative continuously since 2016, 2017, non-stop. Net. Of course, on certain months they're positive, but net they're out, right? And because we had 5 prime ministers in the last 6 years, it doesn't bode very well for foreign investor confidence, right? So I think hopefully the worst is over and moving forward. So we've been extremely laggard. Not per se that we're having a bull run, right? But if we can get our house in order, there's a lot of catching up to global equity markets, right? So in the same period, I think since 2018, all world index, it's up, I think, 60%. We're probably up 2 or 3%.
Right.
So huge laggard. So I talk about global equity markets, right? Not just Malaysia. So because we kind of almost hit that plateau, seems like there's only one way up lah.
But Alvin, what kind of local headlines do you envisage that can drive this rally further? What would be the ideal scenario?
I think there's been a lot of headlines, to be honest, from the Johor Free Trade Zone to today. Microsoft just announced some major investment, 10 billion or something in the next 10 years. Last year was Tesla coming in. So I think these big boys are coming in. They're like, okay, we're confident. So hopefully the medium to smaller guys have a bit more increase in confidence.
Yep, the effects leak out through the supply chain.
Yeah.
Same views?
Yeah, same views actually. Right.
So you also kind of have the opinion that our market has been undervalued for quite some time now.
I wouldn't be an expert in valuation, but I think just by virtue of having invested in across a few asset classes, I think market should rebound after a period of just low dreaded volumes. Generally there's chance for it to go up again because it seems like we're having more positive news, not as much negative sentiments anymore in the short term. So I think we should see a rebound still, a reversal to mean at least.
So speaking of that, we've never plugged our product yet. Basically, this podcast is run by a company called EquitiesTracker, which Alvin is the CEO of, and they launched a fund last year called the Snowball Fund that basically invests in Malaysian equities.
Yes.
And you sent me this.
Oh, that's as of April, right? So actually now it's even higher. So we kind of built a nice portfolio of 8 to 10 stocks, which we picked the 10 stocks that we think are the most undervalued on Bursa Malaysia. We didn't really have a specific theme like a sector or anything, but as long as they were undervalued, that's where we were at. Because at EquitiesTracker, we track all 1,000 companies in Malaysia. And of course, I think since August, it's been 8, maybe coming to 9 months since we're doing this podcast. I think on average, our return was about 19% in that time. So we're quite pleased with the results. Our customers are quite elated because last year, to kind of tell them to say, hey, you know what? We think the Malaysian market has kind of bottomed out and we don't have a crystal ball, but things are cheap.
Yeah.
And then 8 months later to come and show them that, things are turning around. I think everyone's pretty positive.
So based on this, you're seeing the signs and you're positive for the future of this market right now?
We are pretty positive because stocks are kind of 6 months forward to real business, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing quite a lot of positive sentiment, but I think what Richard was saying, people are not really convinced. Typically, retail investors, because you don't hear anyone talk about Malaysian stocks now. They're like, oh, go and buy US stocks, right? But for us, we are asset agnostic. We don't really care which market, but if it's good value, we will buy it, right? Malaysia is, like I said, it's major laggard. So I think we're still very early stages. Kudos to the investors who opened an account with us last year, because that was probably one of the most kind of depressing times, like, does Malaysia have a future kind of thing, right?
et-invest.com. I'll put the link on the screen somewhere here.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching Borak Bursa. If you enjoyed what you saw, check out our full episodes in our link in bio.